Rams were defeated by their division rival Seattle Seahawks in the divisional round last week. It is time for the Year 2 offseason, and we have some work to do if we want to get this team past the Seahawks and be a serious contender for the Super Bowl. And I don't want to make excuses for our loss, but just take a look at all of these injuries that we had to deal with. First, it was Nickel Roby-Coleman. Then against the Cowboys, we lost Robert Quinn and Todd Gurley. And then in the waning seconds of that game, we actually lost two more players, Zach Kubiak and the other guy. I didn't get to see right there. That's my bad. Anyway, you can take a look at the Pro Bowl here. You saw Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, the usual, Julio Jones, Antonio Brown. Let's look for some Rams players here. Moses Wooten, a rookie I saw, made it. He was a wide receiver for Matt's team. Very big wide receiver, but he was able to get the job done. There's Travis Frederick, Zach Martin. There's VJ Poole. Look at that, VJ Poole, and he is at an 88 overall. That is our starting right tackle. And I believe he was the final offensive lineman that we drafted in that Year 1 draft. But he has developed better than everyone else on that offensive line. And it's working out really good. There's Orlando Scandrick, Trumaine Johnson made it, Earl Thomas III, Landon Collins, Patrick Chung. Just pointing out, there's no value to who I'm pointing out because some of the players I missed. Anyway, let's take a look at the NFC playoff picture here, and you can see that the Detroit Lions actually beat the Seattle Seahawks 38-35. So Detroit will go to the Super Bowl. And in the second, we'll see who won the AFC. It is the Los Angeles Chargers for the second straight year. They win the AFC Championship and go to a Super Bowl, and they beat the Tennessee Titans 38-20, and which means they will play the Lions here. Last year they lost to the Packers, and this year they will lose to the Detroit Lions. That is Matthew Stafford getting the job done, beating Matty Ice, and then laying the boom on the LA Chargers. Puts up 38 points. I believe he threw 4 touchdowns. He was fantastic. So the other Los Angeles team went to the Super Bowl, but we did not. And now here we're going to be firing Hayden Stewart because I believe he focused on offensive linemen. We simply don't need that anymore. I believe we need some more receiving talent because we did struggle with drops in about middle to the end of the regular season. So we'll get the other guy there, the guy who specializes in getting wide receivers. And as you can see here, this is what I love most about Madden 18. More than even the glitched intros in the games. I love that how they have, what is that? That's 10 practice squad spots. I love how you can't release 6 of them because the game is garbage. Oh my god, I'm so excited for Madden 19. This is just infuriating. Let's take a look at some retirees though. You can see Phillip Rivers gives it up after losing back-to-back Super Bowls. Jason Witten retires. Marshall Yanda, Terrell Suggs, both in their prime, were probably the best at their position. Tom Brady retires after 19 years. He missed the playoffs and he decided, you know what, I don't have the edge anymore, so he gives it up. Alan Branch there. Drew Brees on the Kansas City Chiefs. He'll retire. Carson Palmer. That's good for our division because although he did not really do good as last year, he was still a respectable quarterback. Marvin Lewis will also retire. And let's take a look at some signed coaches here on the coaching carousel. John Fox goes to the Saints and Sean Payton goes to the Jets. And now for a re-signing stage in the offseason. Let's take a look at some guys here. George Farmer, I don't really want to bring back. You know, I thought maybe he'd be a very good receiving back, but it just didn't really work out. He's not really that skilled, just a base 63 overall with some speed. Dustin Vaughn, there's really no need to bring him back. I don't think he's that good, although he did perform pretty well in relief the first year. We'll bring back Marcus Cromartie specifically for special teams. I didn't really see a reason to release him. Shalon Henry, great combination of speed and hands. I remember picking him up in free agency this past season, so we'll try to bring him back there. Zach Mettenberger, again, 72 medium accuracy, not the greatest there. Kalen Adkins, just like Shalon Henry, we got him in free agency, so we'll bring him back to a sub $1 million salary, and he will accept that. Next up is Bryce Hager, the third-string middle linebacker. I'd like to bring him back because whenever Durant or Barron went down, I thought he performed pretty well, and he's also a pretty solid special teamer, so we do get him back. David Arkin, I don't believe we will get back. He's one of those backup offensive linemen. There's a big group of them where I only got them for their strength, so we'll see in free agency if there is anyone actually stronger and have a better combination of run block and pass block. Here we will be seeing if we can get Lee Smith back, and we do. We might move him to fullback, actually, because Corey Harkey is up for re-signing, and I don't know if I want to pay that much for a fullback. You'll see in a second. Courtney Tharp, we will get him back as well. Brandon Thomas, another one of those offensive linemen where it's just like, we'll see if anyone is better than him in free agency. He's only a 70 overall, and he's not a starter. So, again, I wouldn't mind dropping him. Same thing here with Calvin Hortello. He's a backup defensive lineman, though, so we'll get rid of him there. See if there's anyone stronger, although he does have 90 strength. 81 block shedding. All right, yeah, we might re-sign him in free agency. Josh Allen, the backup right tackle. We will also release him, see if there's anyone better. Morgan Fox, guy with 84 strength. He was on this team when I started the franchise. 76 block shedding, 81 tackle. We could probably find someone better than him than 84 strength, so we'll release him there. Zach Stirrup, the left tackle, another one of those backup offensive linemen that I would like to see if we can get anyone better in free agency. Justin Durant, middle linebacker, 33 years old. Durant played very well for us, got a lot of interceptions, but he wants to play for a new team next year, so we will let him walk and see if we can maybe draft someone, find someone better in free agency as well. Roger Saffold, he was absolute garbage the first year, but thought might as well offer him a contract to be a backup center. He declines that. Kayvon Webster, also not interested in signing, probably because he's not getting playing time. He was like the fourth corner this past year. Rob Havenstein, we moved him from right tackle to left tackle, and he wants to test out free agency. Now it's starting to get a little bit scary. Connor Barwin, 32 years of age, get him back for another one-year deal. Pretty good pass rusher for us. And he will test out free agency as well. So we're losing a lot of these guys. This is not good. We still do have the franchise tag, though. Take a look here. Corey Harkey, can we get him back at least? No, we cannot. The short yardage specialist, like 3rd and 1, we just pounded up the middle of him, and he will decline to stay on our team. LaMarcus Joyner, we need him back, and he also declined. So did we even get a single one of our top players back? No, we did not. But we will franchise tag LaMarcus Joyner because he is the best out of all of these guys, and I definitely don't really have anyone to replace him there at free safety. I believe Marcus Cromartie is the backup, and I'm just not too keen on that. Anyway, let's take a look here at Case Keenum, a backup quarterback, because we did release both of our backups, so we'll just see if we can get him there. Dwayne Brown, I was about to go back for Rob Havenstein, but Dwayne Brown was at the top, 84 overall. He's coming off a pretty big injury, but thought might as well get him back for a short-term deal. Very solid left tackle, and if we can get him on the offensive line, we are set. Connor Barwin, will go back to him, see if he will accept a contract as well, trying to lowball him since this is back-to-back years. He's rejected us initially. Jalen Strong will go after him there to be a 4th-string receiver. Zach Stirrup here, we will try to get him back. Pretty solid stats. David Arkin as well, we will look to him. All of these guys I want to give much smaller contracts to. You can see just $600,000, not even $1 million. So yeah, we're making some nice cap choices here because we do have to re-sign a lot of our young players that we drafted last year in about 2 years now. So it is getting a little bit scary. We do have to sign Kerry Davidson. We already signed, though, Aaron Donald, Todd Gurley. A lot of these guys are the franchise players on this team. But yeah, we got to get Kerry Davidson in. As he goes up in overall, he's only going to get more expensive. And you can take a look here. We did actually get Dwayne Brown, so that's huge for our offensive line. We did get Connor Barr when he realized that he's getting older, and not many other teams would offer him a contract like that. So we are also going to try to sign there Troy Nicholas, who is a pretty solid blocking tight end. And I believe we will move Lee Smith to fullback. We're also going to go after backup quarterback Landry Jones. He'll be our 3rd string. And we do get Case Keenum as well. And Case Keenum is a solid quarterback, so I'm pretty happy about that. I believe now if Kerry Davidson goes down, I believe we should be able to finish out the game and possibly even win it with Keenum because, again, he is pretty solid. So there we go. We move Lee Smith to fullback to replace Corey Harkey. Jalen Strong will accept our contract offer. And free agency's not been that big for us, but take a look around the league. Greg Olsen goes to the New Orleans Saints. Delaney Walker, I believe, signed with the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, he does. Another weapon there, replacing Jason Witten for Dak Prescott. Tevin Coleman also goes to the Saints, so him and Olsen to the Saints. Jordy Nelson leaves Green Bay. Trey Flowers to the Bucks. Duke Johnson Jr. to the Bucks. Jordan Phillips signs with the Kansas City Chiefs. Daniel Cedar, I believe, the best fullback here, he is going to sign. TJ Yeldon, Malcolm Brown, Andy Levidri, all these guys to new teams. You can see who they signed with there. Amir Abdullah will go to our division to the San Francisco 49ers, and he's a pretty shifty guy. Cliff Averill leaves the Seattle Seahawks. Corey Harkey goes to the Dallas Cowboys. Devin Funchess to the Saints. The Saints are really building up this year. Same with the Ravens. Jerick McKinnon goes there. Robert Kelly, Fat Rob, they call him in Washington in real life. I didn't make that up. That's what they call him. Skia Moore. We'll leave Nikita Whitlock. Max Williams signs with the Bears. Eric Flowers to the Bengals. Cordarrelle Patterson to the Bengals. Bobby Hart to the Texans. Oakley to the Chargers. Back-to-back Super Bowl losing Chargers. Man, they're turning into the Buffalo Bills. And you can see here there are 4 guys, 3 of them backup offensive linemen, and Troy Nicholas, the blocking tight end, who chose not to sign with anybody. So that's unfortunate. We'll target them later. But here we go with the NFL draft. This is what it is all about, getting these young prospects in the game, building the team up. And I do have a pretty good idea. There's some solid people in this draft that I do want to go ahead and get. But it starts off with the Jets drafting a left tackle, Zeman, who is not even the best. You can see the Bears draft, who's it, Norman McAllister. I believe he's the Heisman winner, so that's good for them. And there goes Dawson Morgan to the Browns. He was a corner I was heavily looking at. It would have been amazing if we could have gotten him, because last year, I remember, I believe the guy's name was Trey Pierre-Paul. He went to the Bengals or something. He was a solid corner that we were unable to get. And I believe Dawson Morgan is the exact same thing. And they got that superstar potential, just athletic freaks like Xavier Rhodes type. And I believe if we added that to our team, that would be spectacular. And now let's take a look at some of the guys. So that was the only big pick that got picked before us. And he was supposed to be drafted later in the first round. But take a look here. Malcolm Randall, B+ hit power, B+ tackle, B+ pursuit. Very fast linebacker, very strong linebacker. Looks to be absolutely amazing, and he fits our team very well. Gordon Harold, probably a future Hall of Famer with those athletic categories. He's 6'7", 305, and probably more athletic than a wide receiver in the league. That is absolutely crazy. Another pretty solid defensive tackle is Patrick West. But again, just like Gordon Harold, we don't really need a defensive tackle right now. We got Michael Brockers, Aaron Donald plugging up the middle. So as of right now, I don't think we're going to get those guys. Another corner, though, Kaliko Mosley, says he's a mid-first rounder. I'd love if he would fall to us. That B+ zone coverage is pretty nice. B press and B- man coverage. He ran a 4.42, so that is solid. And in the end, we're going to go with the middle linebacker because that best fits our needs. So 5'11", 250 pounds. Malcolm Randall, 78 overall, 85 speed, 86 tackle, 84 block shedding, 89 hit power, 81 power moves. That's pretty nice. And 86 pursuit. So this guy, he is like a Roquan Smith. I believe he can play sideline to sideline. Although he's not the fastest guy in the world, he does have that pursuit. He does have pretty much everything that would be able to make him play all 3 downs and be a very effective player. So the Eagles there, they go wide receiver with Rodriguez. The Oakland Raiders go with Wiggins, the free safety. There goes Gordon Harold to the Saints. So the Saints, they're really loading up there on that defensive line with Cam Jordan, David Onyemata. Now they got Gordon Harold. They're going at it. Lawrence Bornson is a quarterback off the board. He goes there to the Ravens. He's a pretty solid player. Kaliko Mosley, we're going to lose him to the Redskins, that is. Lucas to the Steelers. Rogers Cromartie, another Rogers Cromartie in this league. He will go to the Kansas City Chiefs. Gross, a left tackle, way overdrafted. He'll go to the Giants. Patrick West, we also lose him to the Denver Broncos. Getting him there with Von Miller, trying to make that front 7 something to fear. Jaguars go middle linebacker, probably to replace Paul Plusnowski. Can't even say his name. Martinez Woods, I believe he set his school record with like 5 touchdowns or something crazy. Houston Chandler to the Patriots. So after Tom Brady retires, Patriots draft a quarterback, and Chandler, I believe, did very, very well in the, what was it, oh my gosh, the All-Star game. That's what I'm trying to say, the All-Star game. So he did fantastic there, so he probably has superstar development. We'll take a look after the draft. Now with our second first-round pick, let's see who we have left, and there really was nothing here. It came down to Juwan Love and Fernando Wake. Wake is more of like a blunt-type running back, that power back. Love is more of like a Courtney Tharp, a slower Courtney Tharp. So I thought Wake probably fits our need more because, again, we already have Courtney Tharp and Justin Davis and all that. So I believe Fernando Wake would be a very nice compliment to Todd Gurley as well. So he just sort of completes our backfield. I'd rather have him than DeJuan Love. DeJuan, I don't even know. And this is a pretty solid pick. 88 speed, 90 acceleration, 87 carrying. That's nice. 83 ball carrier vision, 90 trucking, 90 stiff arm. This is a pretty solid pick. He's 6'3", 233. Again, a bigger back. I believe he has dreadlocks out the back, like LeGarrette Blount. And we're going to make him number 29 to be just like LeGarrette Blount. So it's just like LeGarrette Blount reborn. And overall, that's a solid pick. And if we do want to trade him, because we don't really have a need at running back, we can always just trade him for a position that we do need. Sion Jarman goes to the Browns there. You got the Tennessee Titans drafting a right guard. There goes another cornerback named Mosley. He goes to the Seahawks. And to finish out the first round, that will be a right guard there to the Lions. So now here in the second round, let's take a look here at Steven Evans out of Alabama. 6'6", 289. He's a bigger type player. He's a little slow, but look how strong he is. We've got to get this guy. And with B-plus power moves, you just have to take a chance on that. And we do. 88 strength, 87 power moves, 82 speed. This is a very solid player, more of a power type guy. So hopefully that works out for us there. He can be a rotational pass rusher. And now here is going to be a montage of me just trading down or trading away the pick entirely for a pick next year, a higher pick next year, because I just could not find any players because all the good players got drafted before I could take them, and that is extremely frustrating. I wanted a corner there. Instead, we got Wake. I'm not complaining. Wake is a solid player, but I wish we could have gotten a corner. That would have been very nice. Evan Watkins here, a center. You got that B- run block, impact block, and pass block. So he only has 82 strength, so he's probably not going to grow that much, but he is already a pretty solid player. Yeah, 74 overall. He'll be a nice backup in case Blair Roosevelt ever goes down. So I don't think he'll ever be a starter, but still pretty solid pick there for where we are at in the draft, which I believe is like the third and fourth round. Chance Foxworth, 6'5", 304, B- impact block, B- pass block, but a C run block. We'll take a chance on him. And that C run block, 74 run block, that's not that great, but he's got 84 strength, 80 pass block, 81 impact blocking, just starting to beef up that offensive line. We could possibly move him to right or left guard or just keep him there at center, because remember, we do need those backups now that those 3 backup offensive linemen did not sign with us. Frederick Israel, a very fast guy, possible return man. I thought until I saw that he had 74 carrying. So anytime this guy hits, he's just simply going to fumble the football. Not the greatest pick there. We'll probably keep him on the practice squad. Next up, Rodriguez Zuta here in the 5th round. You got the B power moves. Let's see what that turns into. That's going to turn into 84 power moves. So that's a solid pick there. He sort of complements Steven Evans, just a little bit lighter, 6'3", 246. And he's a linebacker, but hopefully both those guys coming off the edge in the future, possibly as rotational players. That would be nice. Now here later in the draft, we're going to go after CJ Trufant, 92 speed, 88 catching. Here we go, 87 acceleration, 88 catch in traffic, 82 spec, and 89 jumping. This is a very solid pick in my opinion, although he's only 63 overall. He is going to be a very solid receiver for us, possibly a 5th or 4th wide receiver. So now after the draft, let's take a look at some players around the league. Norman McAllister, the Heisman winner, very, very solid player. He's going to turn into something special along with Houston Chandler. They are on the Bears and Patriots, respectively. Chandler might be even a little bit better. 92 throw power, 80 accuracy, short accuracy, 78 medium. He's got to get that up a little bit. But here we go. Gordon Harold, 81 overall. Man, if we could have gotten him too. Imagine Aaron Donald and Gordon Harold up the middle. That would be fantastic. There goes Dawson Morgan. Dawson Morgan, why did you go so early? He was projected to go late in the 1st, and he looks like to be a very solid player, very athletic. A.J. Rodriguez here to the Eagles, and DeJuan Love, look at that, 92 speed, 92 carrying. We probably should have went after him, considering he's already 81 overall, 22 years of age, but the Eagles had a very good draft. Victor Orr, this is a freak athlete here. He is 6'3", with 97 speed, 86 catching, and 83 spec catch. So he's going to be a glitch there for Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Hopefully he can overcome the Falcons like he did year 1. Martinez Woods there, the best tight end in the draft, goes to the Panthers. Lawrence Bornson, actually he might be the best quarterback in the draft. Look at that, very solid numbers there, as will probably be Joe Flacco's replacement. I'm not sure if did he just retire this year? I believe so. Kliko Mosley, though, another solid player. Man, we should have gone after him. 92 speed, look at that. Patrick West to the Broncos, 94 strength, 82 block shedding, 79 power moves, not the greatest, but still a very solid player there. I would much rather had Gordon Harold. Man, Gordon Harold is going to be a freaking monster. Now here after the draft, we're going to be freeing up some roster spots. I signed a lot of guys actually, and the computer signed guys to the practice squad last season that we need to cut that I never did cut last season. So we're going to go through all this here. We're going to be signing backup players, looking at Tyrus Thompson here. We went back to, what was that, the backup left guard, David Arkin, I believe. Brandon Thomas, the backup right guard, and then Josh Allen, the backup right tackle. So a lot of these guys, familiar faces, just returning as backup players on our offensive line because that is what we need. Zach Stirrup, though, we will let go because we did sign Tyrus Thompson, who is a better player. And that will be the end of Zach Stirrup's time here in Los Angeles. JD Purcell, one of these guys that was signed to my practice squad automatically by the computer last season. I don't believe I have that turned on, which is just another thing, annoying thing by Madden. Tanzel Smart, we will release. I just simply not a big fan of him. George Ward, another one of these guys that the computer signed, do not want him. Calvin Huertalo, we're going to bring him back with that 90 strength, 81 block shedding, and 78 power moves. That's a pretty solid defensive tackle right there. Quayshawn McKenzie, 87 strength. He's only 22. I thought maybe this guy could be a project for us. Mike Pennell, we will sign him here and release Quentin Jefferson. Just trying to free up some, not free up some cap space, but free up some not bad players, but just subpar players, and hopefully we can build this into the future. That's what I'm trying to say. Quentin Jefferson there will be released. He is the backup right end for Aaron Donald. Now we need to look at two corners. Raymond Carter is one of them, 90 speed, very solid player there. And Jordan Barnes as well, 92 speed, 86 man, 76 zone. Pretty solid for being a free agent, both those guys. Another receiver we're going to look at in free agency. Just like last season, we signed two. We're going to look at Denard French. We'll sign him to a deal. Great combination of hands and speed. We will release Landry Jones because we need to free up some space on our roster now because we've completely run out of space. Isaiah Ford hasn't done much for us, so we will release him at the wide receiver spot. I like the three young guys that we have as well. Jackson Rencart, we will release the lowest pick last year for our offensive lineman. And let's take a look here after we move CJ Trufant to the practice squad. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the 2019 Rams. Kerry Davidson, the man, the myth, the legend, the quarterback for this team. Let's see if we can carry him to a Super Bowl. And let's take a look at some backs and receivers now. The weapons he has to deal with: Robert Woods, Tavon Austin, Cooper Kupp, Gerald Everett, Todd Gurley, the exact same as last year. But hopefully these guys elevate into just complete all-stars. Many of them are young, like Gerald Everett, Cooper Kupp, Todd Gurley. Tavon Austin even. I mean, we have the offense to go. Dwayne Brown, a left tackle, upgrades our offensive line. Teray Walker, left guard. Blair Roosevelt, center. Zach Kubiak, right guard. And VJ Poole, right tackle. VJ Poole, our best offensive line player. But all of these guys are extremely solid, very promising. Their overall does not represent how valuable they are to this actual team because a lot of them are like low 80s except VJ Poole. So anyway, here, the defensive line, the exact same as it's been for the past 3 years now. Aaron Donald, Michael Brockers, Dominic Easley not that strong. We got Donald and Brockers to make up for that. Easley, more of a speed rusher type guy. Linebackers, Robert Quinn off one side, Connor Barwin off the other, just like the past 2 years. Malcolm Randall, Mark Barron will be the starting linebackers in the middle. Malcolm Randall, I am very excited about. He just seems to be like a plug-and-play type player after we drafted him, and he has the potential to be possibly one of the greatest of all time. In the secondary, Nickel Roby-Coleman, Jordan Lewis, John Johnson, Marcus Calhoun, and LaMarcus Joyner. I believe that is all the same from last year as well. Marcus Calhoun, a very solid slot corner. Nickel Roby-Coleman is an 81 overall, so he's our top corner. We might want to look at an upgrade there, but it seems that will be the team here. As I'm getting a little bit excited, let's see what we can do in year number 3. This will be the final year, and yeah, here we go. Kerry Davidson, 88 overall. Todd Gurley, 89. They are simply growing just like the rest of this team. Let's see if we can grow into a Super Bowl contending team to win a Super Bowl. I'm running out of things to say. Comment, subscribe, if you just go to school. Dan Carr Films out. Peace. Let's get the hype going.